what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kryptonian saying here, bringing you guys a review for One Piece chapter 950. And I gotta say, that ending shot where you have Law, where my man is just locked up in the Sea Prism Stone chains, and my dude's looking at everything. He's like, yo, I ain't about to say nothing. But then again, I mean, I don't trust Law at all. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't trust this dude. Like, I really think that this dude is going to end up betraying Luffy at some point. I don't know when. I'm just getting those vibes. But this dude at some point in time is going to look at Luffy and say, yo, business is done. And then he's going to outright betray the dude. That's the vibe that I'm getting. I think that, you know, the writing's been on the wall. He said, like, hey, this is a temporary alliance. But, you know, once this is over, you know, we're back being enemies. I don't think that Law is going to be like a ally on the seas. I don't think that this is the case. But what I will say, though, is I like how Law, you know, as Hawkins is just sitting there saying, like, yo, once this dude get to speaking, we're going to learn everything we need to know. I like how Law is just sitting there in defiance. Very, very nice shot right there. Very well drawn. Now, with that part out of the way, oh shit, this I think this one needs to be called like Momonosuke's Rising. Like, I've just been using the official chapter names. I might go back to what I did on Kryptonian saying, just, you know, give you guys a teaser of how I actually felt with the actual chapter title. Because Jesus Christ, dude, Momonosuke stepped up. This is one of those times where he involuntarily stepped up, but he stepped up nonetheless when everybody realized it. And Momonosuke, it's one of those things where, you know, he's looking at it and he's like, family legacy. Family legacy. And he's like, you know, the shadow of my father stretches so far, and it never really weighed upon me until this point right here. And when I read that right there, it really struck a chord with me, man. Because, you know, and I've talked about this in the past, man. You know, like with my family in our hometown, our homestead, you know, the town used to be named after my family. My family had well over 250 acres of land, okay? Well over 250 acres of land. And we were some of the first landowners in that area. And what I like about this is that this made me think about my own family legacy, because growing up, I would always hear people, older people, saying like, oh, you're Howard's grandson. I'm like, yo, who the fuck are you? I used to always be like that. Like when some random person come up to me like, yo, you're Howard's grandson. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I don't know my grandfather. That motherfucker died when I was 3 years old. Yo, God bless the dead, by the way. But, you know, I used to be like that, man. I used to be a little bad little shit growing up. But, like, I didn't understand how many people my grandfather helped out, and my great-grandfather, and my great-great-grandfather. You know, they made it a point to give sections of land off to people that they saw were trying to actually get ahead. And what I like about that is that, you know, they had those moments where, like, they would give them sections of land, they would help them build their homes, and the people, all they had to do in order to pay them back was they just needed to be able to use the livestock and the cattle and everything that they gave them, or grow their own food. If they did all that, that was it. And so my family had a lot of small things as far as all those families that have been helped out. That's why so many people will look and say, yeah, I know your grandfather or your great-grandfather helped my family. I didn't realize the legacy until I got older. Same thing when my grandfather did all this stuff with his landscaping business. He would help out those same families because that was a part of his legacy. He was continuing the legacy that his father and his father's father did. And so I said to say this. When Momonosuke talks about that legacy, I'm somebody that walked away from it, okay? Like, I walked away from that legacy, and yet at the same time, it's always been something where once I understood the full gravity of it, it's something that's been one of my biggest regrets. And so with Momonosuke, he could have just as easily turned down that call to action. When everybody's looking at him, Lord Momonosuke, I can't believe you're here. They got tears in their eyes. That heavy burden of living up to those expectations, Momonosuke could have ran away from it. He embraced it. That takes balls. Momonosuke at that young age has more balls than I do. What's Momonosuke right now? What, 8 years old? Like, I'm 28 years old. I'm 20 years older than Momonosuke. I don't have balls like that, okay? I don't have balls like that. And so I thought that was pretty cool right there. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I will say this much right here too. So with Momonosuke, what I also like is how even when he's reluctantly taking up that call to action, his sister Hiyori is also at that point because she's telling Zoro like, yeah, I'll take you to get your sword. There's no problem with it. I just want to be safe. I just want to make sure that Yasu's kid is safe. And what I like right here is how, there's a line, I think it was Hiyori that said it, because Zoro just had the speech bubbles after the fact. He's looking out the corner of his eye, where she even says, I just want to kill Orochi. And so what I like right there is that you're seeing this character start to express real rage. And that's something that I love about that, because she's done it in very passive-aggressive manners, like where she targets specific people. That was her way of slowly cutting away at Orochi's fabric. What I like on this instance right here is how it's progressed to a point where she's like, no, I'm really pissed off at this fucker, and here's why. I love that right there, because she suffered so much at the hands of Kaido and Orochi. So I thought that was cool. And I like how one of the first shots that you see in this chapter is actually Kid, where Kid's saying, let's go, killer. We're going to get our people back. We're going to do things our own way. And you just see the raw rage out of that character. Again, this is showing you that, like, Kaido better be ready for some smoke, man, because he got Zoro coming after him. He got Luffy coming after him. He got Law coming after him. And now he got Kid coming after him. That's 4 members of the worst generation right there. He got some smoke coming his way. This is where legends are made right here. And so I like how you get that. And then you also get this moment where, Raizo, he's trying to talk some sense into all those samurai, and they've got their spirit back, but once they learn that Luffy is a pirate, they're saying, we can't trust pirates. Look at Kaido. Look at what Kaido did to us. And they're doing their best to vouch for Luffy, but these people are naturally afraid of Luffy. And so what I like in this moment right here is that Luffy is having people stand up for him and vouch for him. And it goes back to what I've said. When it comes to being a leader, not only is it important for you to act a certain way when you don't realize people are watching, but it's also equally as important as what people say about you when you don't realize that they're actually talking about you. That's the truest way to actually gauge the effectiveness of an actual leader. And so what I like right here is how they're vouching for Luffy, they're batting for him, and then when Momonosuke shows up, the moment that they realize that, wait a second, Momonosuke's traveling with them, Momonosuke, without even actually verbally putting his support behind Luffy, Momonosuke just co-signed this dude. So I like that right there. And I like the little small moments of Luffy's like, look, Chopper, I trust you to actually get me fixed up. Fam, work your magic over there. Go summon some Dragon Balls. Do whatever you gotta do. Get this poison out of me. And when Momonosuke is like, yeah, Luffy might be stupid, but it's still extraordinary what he did. I can never do something like that. And Luffy, don't matter, this dude's halfway dead. He's like, yo, that's because you're stupid and you're cowardly and you're weak and you're a chicken and you're totally helpless. Luffy dishing out all the smoke right now, man. Yo, Momonosuke, I give him this, man. He said, I ain't got no asthma, boy. I get all the smoke from you. Old girl gotta hold this man back, man. I like that right there, man. I like that right there. And I like how that kind of transitions to everybody kind of kneeling and bowing to Momonosuke. And what I also like is how you see the severity of, again, legacy. When Kin'emon realizes, like, yeah, I knew that it was over 20 years to these people, but I did not know it was this bad. Like, I knew that there were casualties, but actually seeing it up front and hearing the story and the circumstances behind it, holy shit, I can't let this go unanswered, because Kin'emon is like, look, we tried to hold out for 10 years and we did our damnedest, and some of us held out for 10 years, but basically Kaido's men came here, and all these grave markers you see, those are all people that got slaughtered. But rest assured, they doubted for a second, but they said, we're going to die like samurai. We're going to die with our swords in our hands. We're going down swinging in this bitch. And that's so huge. That is so huge right there. That is a very, very beautiful moment right there. And I like just the series of the flashbacks and just how everything was set up. Very well done. Very well done flashback right there. And what I will say is that I like how Kin'emon, once the severity of the situation hits him, Kin'emon's like, look, that's all right. We gonna make sure that we pull this off. Ashura, we're gonna make sure that these people's sacrifices aren't in vain right here. And he makes it a point to say, like, yo, just make sure, even though you're 20 years older, I know you say you're stronger, dog, make sure you don't hold our asses back. I like a little pop shade thrown in there, but what I like here also is the fact that, you know, like, he's saying, like, in a few days, we're gonna go through, we're gonna raid the castle. It's gonna be in 8 days, and once this happens, we're taking back our country. I like that right there. This is the sign of a rebellion. And I like how, you know, Luffy, again, it's kind of like Oda's kind of setting up the same formula that he did with Impel Down to Marineford. But again, we're seeing it now when Luffy has actual allies that he can trust. You know, it just shows you, like, before Luffy was just so desperate to save Ace that this dude was just taking whoever he could actually get. And he got lucky. Like, say, Mr. 2. Mr. 2 Bon Clay was absolutely going to have his back. But, you know, like, the rest of them dudes, they was out for themselves for the most part. And so what I like, though, is like how, you know, even back then where you had the bright light with, like, Jinbe, right now, you see the bright light with those samurai. Because all this started because Luffy goes to Punk Hazard. All this started because of that. And so I like that little small moment right there. I like how also you see Zoro where he's cutting down all those ninja. That just kind of shows you, like, you know, just as Luffy was getting stronger, Zoro, in a way, because he's wounded, Zoro's getting stronger as well. So overall, I mean, this is a pretty good chapter. So my chapter question to you guys is, how do you guys feel about Law's loyalty? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until then. Have an awesome day, guys.